Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 Morning News.
Good morning to you on this Sunday. It is 10:30 a.m. and you're in the right spot. It's March 10th. I'm Taylor Stewart. You're looking live over the Inner Harbor on this gorgeous sunrise this Sunday. Meteorologist Justin Chambers in with us on a daylight saving day. Good morning to you, Justin.
Yeah, good morning, Taylor. Looking at temperatures that are a little chilly this morning, but that sun is back with us. And yes, it is 10:30, so hopefully you changed your clocks last night, lost that hour of sleep, and today is kind of that wonky day. But we have a lot of wind out there. Look at this camera that's zoomed in, our Mile 1 Auto Group cam to the Towson Courthouse. Those flags are flapping around. Definitely not a good hair day. Just throw the hat on today and tomorrow as well. Mid to upper 40s, your temperatures, but we do have the sun that is back today. And look at some of the wind gusts. Just in the last 15 to 20 minutes, 30 to 48 mile an hour wind gusts here. That westerly wind is really kicking up here this hour. So the sun is back, but we're going to see breezy to windy conditions for the afternoon. And then we definitely have a warmer week ahead. Really going to like those numbers as we get into the next few days, especially after we get to Monday. Tuesday, look at that, high of upper 60s. So we'll keep the 50s around today and tomorrow, but again, we have to deal with the wind, a lot less wind with warmer temperatures on Tuesday. And we'll take a closer look at that 7-day forecast, let you know if there's any more rain rolling our way. In the meantime, let's get an update on Sports Unlimited with Rocco.
Welcome into your morning sports report. I'm Rocco DeSangro. You never want to leave it up to the NCAA Tournament Selection Committee, but the Terps made their job easier with a Friday win over 1-seed Ohio State. It would be surprising if Maryland got left out of the big dance, and the easiest way in would be to win the Big Ten championship. Let's see if the Terps could pull that off. Terps taking on Nebraska in the semis, having trouble with Jazz Shelley early on, knocks down 3 straight threes to close out the first to give Nebraska a 25-12 lead. Terps will climb back into the game in the third. Brene Alexander dialed in from deep, knocks down the triple, and makes it a 1-point game. The Terps have belief at this point. Fourth quarter, 7 to go. Ali Kubek cuts the lead to 4, but Jazz Shelley was on another level. She dropped a game-high 30. Tough shot there as the Terps fall to Nebraska 78-68. Despite the loss, Maryland feels like this tournament really geared them up for the next tournament coming in March.
Love how we played the last 3 days. I mean, we fought and we battled both ends of the floor, and we have a locker room full of a lot of competitors that have fought and stuck through a lot of adversity this season, and you see that they're built for March, and we're ready to take on the next tournament.
It's really about just coming in and being resilient, going hard. Don't let anyone in front of you stop you. Leaving it all on the floor, and I think heading into March Madness, it's just going to lead us the whole way through. I'm very confident in this team and excited. I'm very excited to see what we can do with that dog mentality. I think we really took it to heart.
A memorable season for the Johns Hopkins women's basketball team came to an end with a 65-53 loss to Scranton in the Sweet 16. The Blue Jays set a school record with 26 wins and made it to the Sweet 16 for the first time since '98, all in Rodney Rogan's first season as head coach. Much more to come there. UMBC men taking on UMass Lowell in the America East quarterfinals. Retrievers had trouble with Quentin Mincy, who had a game-high 27, including that 3. Less than 30 to go. Retrievers down 2. Deion Brown, who else? Answering the call. And this one went to overtime. In OT, Marcus Banks Jr. going to cut the Riverhawks lead to 3, but it's UMass Lowell moving on 94-89. Towson taking on William & Mary in the second round of the CAA championship. Tigers trailed by 1 at half, then went on a 14-0 run. Dylan Williamson, money from 3. Bench is loving it, and they'll love this even more. Nenda Tark with the icing on the cake, throwing it down at the other end as the Tigers advance to the quarterfinals. With the 67-56 win, they'll face UNC Wilmington later on today. The Towson women are officially the 6th seed in the CAA tournament. Tigers will face the winner of Northeastern and UNC Wilmington on Thursday at 7:30 p.m. in Washington, D.C. Towson men's lacrosse hosting number 6 Virginia. Tigers down 9 in the 4th, and they'd score 5 straight goals to cut the Virginia lead to 4. Mikey Weischer leading the way with 5 of his own, but it was too little too late as the Cavs hold on for the 19-15 win. Towson women taking on number 7 Loyola in this one. All Greyhounds. Chase Boyle outscored the Tigers by herself. She had 5, Tigers had 3, as Loyola moves to 6-0 on the year. This is a game that shouldn't have gone to OT, but it did. 7th-ranked Maryland taking on winless Brown. Daniel Maltz, how are you? Terps improved to 5-1 with the 14-13 win. Maltz with the big goal there. In other men's lacrosse scores, number 6 Duke beats Loyola 16-10, and number 2 Johns Hopkins falls to number 9 Syracuse 14-13. On the women's side, UMBC beats Manhattan 17-6, and 15th-ranked Johns Hopkins beats number 12 Stony Brook 14-12. For the Ravens, it's the move of the offseason, and the new league year hasn't even began. Franchise tagging Justin Madubuike and keeping him here this season was one thing, but Eric DaCosta took it a step even further, with the two sides agreeing to terms on a 4-year extension just 3 days later. Madubuike's deal, it's worth a reported $98 million, and while it's a big contract, it's one that will give the Ravens some more flexibility in the offseason. Rather than having to pay him on the tag $22.1 million, Madubuike is coming off of his best season in the league, one where he set a career high with 13 sacks that also led the team. O's taking on the Braves in Northport, Florida. Dean Kramer on the mound, and he went 4 innings, 2 earned. Big strikeout here. No walks. Struck out 3 as he has a big 2024 season. Same goes for this guy, who continues to have a fantastic spring. That's the team's number 4 prospect, Kobe Mayo, with a 2-run double. He also had a 2-run homer in the game as the O's beat the Braves 10-3. Going to be hard to keep Mayo off that opening day roster if he keeps this up. Well, 2023, was a complicated season for O's first baseman Ryan Mountcastle, one where he had a bout with vertigo and also dealt with an injury to his shoulder. But when healthy, Mountcastle is a key contributor both offensively and in the field. I was able to catch up with him one-on-one in Sarasota to chat about his goals for this season and so much more.
Getting back into the swing of things, trying to, just get as many bats you can and stay healthy and just be ready going into the season.
With this group, man, how much fun are you guys having just in spring training? I know you got a job to do. It's baseball first, but like with this group, especially the group of guys you have, how enjoyable is it being here in Sarasota?
Yeah, we got an awesome team, awesome group of guys, and a lot of fun to be around, and definitely very enjoyable to, come to the field every day.
Coming off of such a great season last year, the expectations are high for you guys this year. Is that something you talk about, or you just kind of go about your business, keep that in the past and go into this season as a new season? Yeah,
it's a new season, and it's got its new challenges, and we're super excited. Got a really good team, and expectations are a little higher than usual, but we're just gonna go out there and play our game and have fun.
For you, opening day is kind of like the answer I feel like everyone's going to give, but what are you looking forward to the most about this season?
Just getting back out there and trying to compete and win games, and hopefully make it further than we did. And it's a long road, but super fun to get it started.
How much does this group, how much do you believe that you guys can do that? Because it's hard not to even think like that after what you did last year.
Yeah, we showed what we were capable of last year during the regular season, and hopefully can make the playoffs this year and make a little run.
That's going to do it for your morning sports report. I'm Rocco DeSangro. Thanks for watching, and have a great Sunday.
Developing now, passengers saw some rough rides aboard Boeing aircrafts this week. One landing overshot the runway, a wheel fell off another aircraft, and an engine caught fire on a third flight. Joan Morrell with our Sinclair affiliate in Seattle looks into the turbulent week and what experts are saying about signs of a possible bigger problem.
Shift change at this Boeing plant comes as questions grow in the community about 3 different flights that had some frightening failures this week.
We got regulators that are doing their job, making sure that the public's traveling safely.
A Boeing 737 MAX 8 ended up off the runway in Houston in what's known as an excursion. Aviation industry consultant Scott Hamilton, who has written extensively about Boeing, says it has nothing to do with the airplane.
Typically, excursions happen through some sort of a human error or a runway condition or a taxiway condition error.
On Thursday, a tire fell as a Boeing 777-200 took off from San Francisco, then hit a car in an airport parking lot.
Those instances are strictly airline maintenance issues. They're not Boeing issues.
This follows an engine fire on a Boeing aircraft that forced an emergency landing on Monday, and these all come as Boeing struggles to improve its safety image.
It's Boeing's name on the side of the airplane, and the headlines are going to say Boeing airplane. And these incidents, it's not fair to tag Boeing with it.
Hamilton says the bigger issue for Boeing is ongoing concerns about quality control after a panel blew out during Alaska Airlines Flight 1282 earlier this year. It comes on the heels of the deadly 737 MAX crashes that killed 346 people, prompting Boeing to promise it would refocus on safety.
The Alaska 1282 accident demonstrated unequivocally that the mess has not been cleaned up.
Joel Marino, Como News.
Well, Hamilton says Boeing still has a lot of work to do on its safety culture, and public confidence could suffer if the company's commitment to quality does not come more transparent. We're going to be right back after this quick break and a look at your forecast. A Baltimore City school principal could face fines after Fox 45 News exposed emergency exits in the school were padlocked. As Project Baltimore's Chris Pabst explains, video from inside the school shows a fire alarm sounding and students and staff unable to get out.
December 4th, 2023. 9:28 a.m. A fire alarm sounds at the Reach Partnership, a charter high school in Northeast Baltimore. This is video Fox 45 obtained from inside the school. You can hear the fire alarm going off, but students and staff cannot get out of the building because, as this picture shows, the emergency exit was padlocked shut. Eventually, an office employee arrives with a key to remove the padlock and let the students and staff exit the building.
All exit doors should be freely operable with no hindrances whatsoever.
Kevin Cartwright is with the Baltimore City Fire Department.
This can certainly create a life hazard issue for the students, teachers, and administrators.
But Project Baltimore has learned this is not the only door in the school that has been padlocked. The door in the video is located in stairwell A, but we can see in this picture that the door in stairwell B is also locked shut. Sources tell Project Baltimore these locks were installed on the exit doors in September of 2022. A year and a half ago. The two doors are located on the side of the school, facing Harford Road. You can see from the outside the bolts used to secure the locks. Sources say they were installed to prevent people from entering the school with drugs or weapons.
Having those concerns for individuals walking into the school who don't belong in the school can pose a hazard and a threat to those students as well. However, they have to maintain compliance.
According to OSHA, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, no lock or fastening to prevent free escape from inside of any building shall be installed except in mental, penal, or corrective institutions where supervisory personnel is continually on duty. In other words, the locks on these doors are unlawful. Cartwright says, pending an investigation, the school administrator could be fined by the state. Project Baltimore last week reached out to Baltimore City schools about the locks on the doors and the safety hazard they present. The district replied in a statement, "The safety of our students and staff is vital. The use of padlocks on doors is a safety violation, and the units at Reach have been removed."
Baltimore City Schools confirm a teacher has been suspended.
But padlocked exits are not the only problem at Reach.
It's a case you saw first on Fox.
Last month, FOX45 reported that a math teacher at the school, Mustafa Pitts, was arrested and faces several charges, including second-degree rape, sex abuse of a minor, and assault. The alleged victim in the case is not a student, but a source at the school tells Project Baltimore that last year, school officials did receive complaints that Pitts made inappropriate comments to students. City Schools has not confirmed the allegation of the inappropriate comments, but said in a statement that immediately after Pitts' arrest, he was placed on administrative leave from his position at the Reach Partnership School.
But as all this was happening, as doors in the school were being unlawfully padlocked and a teacher was arrested and charged with rape, the principal of the school was being honored. Last week, Reach's principal, James Gresham, was named a finalist for the Heart of the School Award, which honors Baltimore City's Principal of the Year.
In its statement to Project Baltimore, City Schools said it will install security cameras at the doors that were padlocked in an effort to secure doors at the school in a permissible manner to prevent unauthorized access. But remember, these doors were padlocked a year and a half ago, which Cartwright says adds to the problem because the locks were not removed until after a source contacted Project Baltimore.
That certainly, could raise some concerns having them on for that duration of a time.
Project Baltimore will stay on this story, but in the meantime, we want to hear from you. Are you a parent at Reach or any other school where you feel there's a safety concern? Call our hotline, send me an email, find us on social media, or head to foxbaltimore.com to follow our progress. I'm Chris Pabst, and this is Project Baltimore.
All right, we're off to a sunny but windy Sunday. Let's go ahead and get over to meteorologist Justin Chambers, starting his work week a bit early with us.
Yeah, exactly right, Taylor. Good morning to you, and good morning, everybody. So nice to see that sun after we were socked in with all of the clouds and all of the rain yesterday. We picked up more than an inch of rain officially at BWI, and definitely seeing the above average conditions for rainfall in March and for the year as well. This is the Toyota Inner Harbor Skycam bumping around a little bit because that wind has been kicking up, and this is behind that area of low pressure that brought us all the rain well to the north and east of us. But on the back side of that, notice some snow showers in some of the mountain locations. Flat Garrett and Allegheny counties have winter storm warnings or winter weather advisories, so just be aware of that if you're heading west today and tonight, because that's when we're going to see some snow. Meanwhile, the current wind speed is about 15 to 25 miles an hour, but we've seen gusts already in the 30 and 40 mile an hour range, and that's what we're going to do. Look, it's the haircast. So look, it's don't even try today, right? It's going to be windy and cool today and even tomorrow as well. So we're just going to put it on a 5. Just don't even worry about trying to get that hair all did, because I'm telling you, we got to make sure to get the wind to die down a bit before we can start to see some calmer conditions. That'll be later this week. These are some of the wind gusts that we're going to see. Again, we've already seen 30 and 40 mile an hour gusts this morning. Tomorrow, expect the wind to be even stronger from the northwest. And just like Brittany said, stronger than yesterday. So we're talking about mid to upper 30s and 40 mile an hour gusts here through tomorrow afternoon. But by Tuesday, we'll finally see some wind dying down. We do have wind advisories. They're in effect now all the way until 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So northwest at 20 to 30, gusts near 40 and 50 and even 55 miles an hour. So that could knock down trees and could give us some issues. Possible power outages, too, with the ground so wet. Here's a look at your hourly futures scan. We may actually see a few stray showers try to work back in later this afternoon. So don't be surprised if you start to see some clouds rolling in 4 or 5 p.m. and even a few sprinkles here and there moving through in the later part of the afternoon and evening time. Just some of that leftover moisture. But for the most part, we're dry. Temperatures in the upper 40s and lower 50s. Those numbers right near average for this time of year. And even up and down the 95 corridor, we're keeping those 40s and 50s going for you. Philly and Baltimore down into D.C. as well. Here's a look at your temperature tracker. Woo! Man, look at that. We're well above average starting on Tuesday. We get a string of 60s and even 70s on the way toward the middle part of this upcoming work week. So check that 7-day forecast for you, friends. Windy again tomorrow. Upper 50s won't feel that way, but wind dies down and we're a lot nicer as we get to the middle of the week. Next chance for rain comes on Friday. And coming up in a few minutes, your 10-day forecast takes you into St. Pat's weekend.
I love that hair forecast right there. Well, let's go ahead and check out what's trending now. Happening tonight, the 96th Annual Academy Awards, celebrating artistic and technical excellence in the film industry. Jimmy Kimmel is going to host for the 4th time in a row at the Dolby Theater in Los Angeles. Taking a look now at this year's Best Picture nominees, we've got American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, and Killers of Flower Moon. Up next is Maestro, then Oppenheimer, of course followed here by Past Lives, Poor Things, and then The Zone of Interest. The ceremony begins at 7 o'clock. You can always tune in earlier to see what everybody's wearing on the red carpet. Well, even if some of the Oscar nominees do not win a trophy tonight, they're still walking away with a huge gift. Tonight's acting and directing nominees will get a swag bag worth about $180,000. That's a good gift bag. This year's bag includes a $50,000 all-inclusive getaway to the Swiss Alps. Even if nominees don't win, they can drown their sorrows away with a small batch of gin and tequila that's already nestled inside their bags. Shake Shack is joining in on the Oscars, celebrating by offering everyone free sandwiches, depending on how long the show lasts. If the show lasts longer than 3 hours and 31 minutes, patrons get a free Chicken Shack. And if it runs shorter, you can go and get a Smoke Shack. The catch here is customers have to place a minimum order of $10. The deal kicks off tomorrow and runs until March 18th. Stick with us here for Fox 45 Morning News. After the break, meteorologist Justin Chambers has his exclusive 10-day forecast as we're in for a week with above average temperatures.
Wow, I like that shot.
I do too.
You know why? Because it's sunny. Even though it's windy and cool, like, I love that it's sunny. The clouds and the rain, just, ugh.
Ain't nothing but a word, Justin.
I know.
Amen.
And yesterday was just, it was nice to kind of get, caught up. Again, we set our clocks ahead yesterday afternoon, so I was like, okay, this is the